The rain begins. Clear skies become wall-to-wall clouds with a ceiling of the same. All gray. Its accumulation entirely escaped my notice. I could hear the busy patter of a sudden deluge on the roof, wind gusting with bestial force. It retreats to shadows where its voice stalks low in its throats. It calls to me with the lover's magnetics. I drape a towel over the back doorknob and go into the storm. It picks up intensity. I laugh as I also decide that this final summer rain was just for me. A moment later I smile as I amend that thought to, well, it is also for me. Thor bellows. Defiant son to a wise father. Odin scowls for an answer. I speak to both with laughter and poetry. For a few moments I unfold, burn nakedly. Thoughts and feelings arise, the mind wanders, the heart holds. Focus shifts, awareness follows, brings what is submerged to the surface. Makes it real. The law of demigods. Who is the biggest prick you know? Is it he who cries and laments his fate, or he who cries, I am Ozymandias, King of Kings? Is it someone who needs to be the authority on everything, or keeps an exacting ledger of their pains? Is it you? Is it me? We walk together, then apart, as we are drawn into our separate polarities. My hemisphere is north-northeast, and yours is southerly. I know a hawk from a handsaw by the direction in which I catch the scent of salt. I know Antares from Andromeda by the angle from which its shadow falls. Its nature writes volumes, which I read. A gulf grows in the space between. I approach her. Cold intergalactic absence permeates the air I breathe. We are giants clutching blades of grass like sabers. Fingers bled upon these rough-edged quills, so unlike our lungs of brass, which blast when struck in the hollow of the throat. I listen where your belly makes the ground hiss, and hear you in the dauntless march of siege engines that break the bedrock on miller's wheels, grinding bones to meal. Habits have their own laws of motion, reinforced association, established neural paths. I was going to ask, do you let everyone down with a probability that skirts or confirms systematic, purposeful immolation? Are those who've departed your nemeses or your victims? Some of each, shadows burned into memory. Are you ashamed? Are you sorry? Then thought better of it. You could not have known, nor could your motivations have been nobler than this simple act of collision. The law of hungry ghosts. Look where the hammer falls to ground, and find me there smouldering upon struck earth, which shudders as I descend to bruise the palms of Atlas. Wade back through the river of blood I am, from this thin tributary to that great ocean of inheritance. It calls me. We collide there, where colossi meet. Hear the water's unquenchable thirst hiss forth in their slithering descent. Each breath foments with unshed amplitude. Avarice sees within the base of the trunk, crowded with disparate frequencies. Masses crowded with vouchers for flesh, and force of stomach drives the desperate river before it into flood plains. Witness the wickedness of unabashed intellect, heart, awareness, lust, as my nostrils pour twin phantoms of rising steam and transorbital circumlocution. Look, Father, see how ugly beautiful I become. Repeat routine treads in familiar corridors. Fingertips trouble electrics in rooms formerly kept. Unpleasant air lingers there, turning doorknobs, inspiring shivers. The law of gods. Went walking in the cold rain. Wind from the west rose against me, waiting my steps. Not a star for the cloud cover. On the road, not another soul to swear by. I dream of her. Want to hold her, but she is distant, unapproachable. Eyes so like ancient Ozymandias might have borne, coolly deciding fates. Deciding everything. We stay in touch. She dispenses coins from her wealth of knowings, fingers gripped delicately by twos. She is subtle in texts. We feel each other out as I clack away at the phone in the dark of early morning. If she is shining a mirror angle to reflect her own greatness, I will love her the more for it. I learned to see her strength. She could silently bear many things. She cannot divulge to me. Places she can't return to, or I am too stupid to understand. I learn, don't ask. I enjoy it. Sometimes when she burns so bright that shafts of foxfire form a crown about her brow, she insists to hold the blueprints to true north. Her comportment assuring that beyond her lies a vacuum. She has her own interpretation of everything. It's best to roll with this. She names the constellations like old friends. She is with me and then with them. Gone. I wake, but am still in the room where she is gone. I am crushed between, where dream and reality converge. See it take shape before my waking eye, the other still dreaming. I ache with realization. Two halves of a mind transitioning meet in a mirror darkly. The law of animals. Though rain has stilled to a slow tempo, somewhere in the atmosphere thunder lurks unseen, growling with ominous, unspent anima. I miss her heart. No lightning as yet. The thunder remains overhead, slithers on its belly, somewhere beyond the din of your speaking, noisome words. My ignorance shouts from the mouth of the navel. Better if I say nothing. Just listen. See the subtle zephyr slide from shoulder to shoulder of deciduous vine and hiss under cloak of leaf. Watch the serpent shed its scales. Follow the husk trail of its sibilant skins, and see that it is patient of years. Unfurls wings that constrain winds. Rises on taloned limbs that are thickly muscled and fat swaddled from many fine meals. Grins, fangs, which burn with obscene menace. Eyes that hold the light hostage, shed a naked desire to consume. Resting easily, exuding calm, the dragon has allowed them to allow themselves in. Follow the path of blood inheritance to this Atlas. Look for the fiery spark of his passage. See the afterimage radiate in night that is otherwise bereft of light, between deafening concussions. Wander in where I will not speak, but listen. I imagine the breath of Mjolnir that sighs in the wake of its vector, and I cruise there upon its tail, contentedly saying nothing of consequence. I am awful. I find myself ugly and you beautiful. You feel the same. We understand each other. The law of hells. I feel the breath of my laughter draw diffuse elements into dense nebulae. Incensed anger radiates in wavelengths in the far infrared, accretes into a circumstellar disk at my center of gravity where rancor seethes, released beneath the soles of my feet. Massive bursts are triggered by tidal forces in the departed constellations I cannot remember, It all occurs beyond my reckoning. I think I understand when I compare her to the formation of young stars. I tell her, my engine tears through me, this inexhaustible font from which my faith flowers perpetually, if not perennially. Watch me oscillate between manic states. Come closer, embrace me, burn to cinders in my hands. My love no fear has. I, the fire elemental. Watch my musical talents command your attention, ladies and gentlemen, as I paradigm shift with the strength of law. You could not have known, nor could your motivations have been nobler than this simple act of creation. The law of humans. I wait for light in light-lit depths, silent, a prisoner of self. A message emerges, I discover it, hold it over my heart, cupped in palm. We share a collective destiny. You and I hold it together, evolving in all directions. There is much debate as to whether self-interest or cooperation should be held as more conducive to the nature of being. Both or something else entirely. All things notwithstanding, doubt quavers at the heart. I have known each faith separately. The long arm, strength of hands. All I know is my road to here. I embrace course correction and acceptance, endurance, not control, capacity. Draw my cloak back across coals, which dim to a coarse smolder. Return what is submerged to the cold chamber, where I slumber at the center. Thoughts and feelings disperse, the heart releases, mind becomes clear, focus shifts, awareness follows. I ponder many things, past and present. The rain ends. Gray skies persist in all directions. I feel attuned to the accumulation. The atmosphere waits upon me. I know my neighbors consider me a lunatic. It is not unreasonable. I know a handshake grip from taking a piss. I know Phobos from Deimos by the angle from which their shadows fall upon those who flee before the grinding hiss of the miller's wheel. I unwind. I feel. I have seen shame ravage life. There are many fates others suffer, I avoid by divine providence or stupid perfect miracles. Our shared fate is unavoidable. I try to appreciate you whilst I contemplate the paradox. I spend over half an hour in the weather. Lightning begins to pulse somewhere in the clouds directly above as I come to a close. Wind stills, rises to a crescendo. There is a rainbow corona around the streetlights. A blue-white aura reaches through the overhead haze, steady of interval, pulsing like the beating heart of Thor. The Strength of Law, or All I Know Is My Road to Here, by Daniel Christensen, writing as the Fire Elemental.